Hello. And welcome to Christ in You TV. We are delighted to have you here with us. In the video I'm about to show you, I want to share an interesting dream about the end times that was sent to me via email by one of my followers. I am going to read the email exactly as I received it. The story remains unchanged, with no parts removed or additional information added. Today, you have been given a wonderful opportunity to watch this video. I kindly request that you consider subscribing to my channel. By doing so, you will have the opportunity to become a part of our joyful Christian community. Additionally, I would greatly appreciate it if you could share the channel with your loved ones, including your friends and family members. Please make sure to focus your attention on what I am about to read. The night was just like any other typical night. After I finished praying, I went to sleep. During the initial segment of my dream, I found myself situated within the confines of a church gathering. There were a lot of individuals present, attentively listening to the pastor's words. He conveyed a message urging us to make preparations, as he believed that a calamity would occur tomorrow. This warning was particularly emphasized due to widespread reports about it across the globe. The pastor was on the verge of uttering a statement. The atmosphere experienced a sudden darkening, causing the gradual disappearance of the sun as darkness slowly engulfed it. The moon moved in front of the sun, causing the sun's light to be blocked and preventing it from shining. There were individuals who ran and then returned to their residences, and I happened to be one of those individuals. The electric lights and the cell phones were not functioning. All things that had to do with electricity were not functioning properly. During those hours, the sun did not shine on the following day, causing the entire world to remain in darkness for several days. When the sunshine finally returned, it was discovered that many people had died due to the sudden darkness that enveloped the world. When people witnessed the sunrise once more, they were filled with joy and excitement. However, it was not an appropriate moment for rejoicing, as the sun's intense brightness caused severe skin burns. Stepping outside the safety of their homes resulted in immediate scorching, preventing them from seeking refuge indoors again. The heat from the sun continued to stay. The number of them that it reached was 12, however, the sun had not yet gone down. The sun stayed the same without changing. I have been doing something for a few days. People experienced an increase in hunger levels, and as a result, the population started to decline. This occurred because individuals who chose to stay inside their homes were no longer able to access sufficient food. During that particular event, a significant number of individuals lost their lives once more. The rivers became dry and the lands developed cracks. The animals perished, and as a result, the crops also perished. After a few days, the intense heat decreased and everyone felt relieved and happy. However, suddenly, a series of gunshots rang out, disrupting the peaceful atmosphere. The shots continued one after another, causing panic and fear among the people as they realized that soldiers were firing bullets and hitting innocent individuals. The screams of those who were wounded filled the air, creating a scene of chaos and distress. I didn't have enough time to ask questions, so I was confused. All of us ran as fast as we could to save ourselves. When I looked back, I witnessed a horrifying scene where individuals were using firearms and sharp objects to harm those who were unable to flee due to their weakened state caused by extreme hunger. I found that experience to be quite frightening. I cried a lot, especially when I heard their cries for help. They looked at me with their eyes full of desperation, but there was nothing I could do. My father grabbed my hand and led me away with a group of strangers. I was on a boat and there were two elderly men who selflessly sacrificed their own strength to help propel the boat I was on. They were apprehended and subsequently met their demise. When I looked at my father, I noticed that he had aged significantly and appeared much older than before. When I was unable to talk, I witnessed my father transforming into ashes right before my eyes. Something that was on fire fell from the sky and caused a lot of light and heat. It landed on the earth and turned the people who survived into ashes. Suddenly, I found myself completely by myself in the boat. My father went missing when I was just 9 years old because a massive asteroid collided with our planet. I couldn't stop crying, so my tears continued to fall. When I looked at my pet bird named Lily, I noticed that his color had transformed, and he had become a vibrant red cockatoo. He was a large individual, and his color resembled the shade of crimson, similar to the hue of human blood. I was crying and suddenly woke up from a frightening dream, feeling as though the dream had actually happened. It was strange because even though I was asleep, my tears were genuine. I reached out and made contact with my soft and comfortable pillow. I cried so much that it became wet. I didn't even notice that my boyfriend was waking me up because I was crying heavily in my dream. He managed to convert me, and as a result, I fell asleep once again. I informed both my parents and siblings about the situation. My parents advised me against speaking about or disclosing it, as they are concerned that others may perceive me as being mentally unstable. During the upcoming months, I experienced another dream where I found myself inside a building, almost as if I had participated in some sort of orientation. At 12 o'clock in the afternoon, a sudden and unexpected thunderclap occurred, followed by a powerful bolt of lightning that was so intense that it was visible even from inside the building. When we heard the shaking of the land, it was so strong that it caused all the buildings in the entire city to collapse. As a result, we had to run for safety. God took almost all of the people in a sudden and quick manner, lifting them up. I raised my gaze and all of a sudden, I found myself completely enveloped by the towering structure. When I had that dream, I was unsure if I would be included in what God would choose, as I felt overshadowed and the rapture had not yet been completed. Out of fear, I prayed fervently to God. I requested assistance in order to gain a better comprehension of the message He wished to communicate. In my opinion, there is a chance that what I experienced was merely a dream. However, I am aware of my own state of readiness, and I can confidently say that I am not prepared for His second arrival, which is expected to occur in just a few months. Furthermore, I must admit that I completely forgot about the impending event. I kept on working and assisting Him. After that, I experienced yet another dream. I found myself situated between two mountains that were right next to each other. Both mountains were of equal size, so I decided to go to the center of the mountain in order to fetch water for both of us to drink. The individuals who were situated on the opposite side of the mountain were having a delightful time. All of them were wearing white clothes and moving their bodies in a rhythmic manner, displaying a sense of joy and contentment. I shifted my gaze towards the adjacent mountain, the one that I knew was my rightful place. There were only a small number of individuals in our group, and we had just begun the process of constructing our dwelling. The source of water that we both rely on is identical, however, due to our geographical locations, we reside in separate mountainous regions. I was completely taken aback when out of nowhere, someone unexpectedly uttered a statement. "Brace yourself, because it's coming up soon." I made a turn, but unfortunately, I did not observe or perceive anything in my surroundings. He said it again, and that's exactly what he said. I raised my gaze towards the heavens in response to the sound emanating from above, only to find that there was nobody present. I came to the realization that the person I encountered was indeed Jesus, but he chose not to utter any additional words beyond that. Perhaps he is talking about his upcoming return or the unfortunate events that I had previously dreamt about. I am unsure about the true intention behind his words, but it is important for us to always be prepared. This readiness could be for his eventual return or for any potential disasters that may occur. Ultimately, it is God the Father who holds authority over our lives. I appreciate your willingness to lend an ear and hear me out. May the blessings of God be upon you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch until the very end. We would greatly appreciate your assistance in spreading this message to people all around the world. It would be incredibly helpful if you could kindly forward it to all of your friends and family members. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would like to kindly request that you consider doing so. Please take immediate action so that you can continue to receive additional videos on God's Word in the upcoming days and weeks. I want to express my gratitude towards you, and I sincerely hope that God will continue to bestow blessings upon you until we have the opportunity to meet again.